Hello everyone. This is a bit of a different video for you guys, as it's not a roleplay, it is not an ASMR video, it is not a sleep aid, it is none of that. It is just me talking into a microphone. If you guys didn't know, recently we hit our 1 year anniversary on this channel. So thank you guys so much for all the continued support and love. And part of that, I really wanted to do a Q&A. I feel like you guys know a little bit about me in terms of how I sound, but you don't know much about me generally. So I have pulled all of the questions that I saw through the post. If you're watching this video just as sort of a background noise, and perhaps this is a bit in the future for you, or maybe you're watching currently, don't feel too bad. I'm sure we'll do another one at some point or the other. Anyways, this video is probably going to be fairly short, considering there are only, I think, 6 or 7 questions. But let's go ahead and get into the first one. The first question was, what's your experience so far with being a YouTuber? Is there things you wish you could have done differently when I started? And if there was anything you could say to your past self from a year ago, what would it be? So I guess let's go ahead and talk about the first one. What's my experience been so far being a YouTuber? It's been great. It's been weird. It's been very difficult, I would say. When I refer to the word difficult, I do mean in the mental sense, not physical strain or anything like that. I think that being a YouTuber, even if you're maybe not as well received, or maybe you're not getting like 1,000 views, I really think being a YouTuber gives you a sense of perspective that I think a lot of people that are just viewers, which I love y'all, but there are things that go on behind the scenes with balancing your life. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to cut it out, but a plane just went overhead. As we were talking about what my experiences of being a YouTuber is like so far. And that's part of it also. I guess the plane decided to do a little debut with me in this video. But I really am glad that I became a YouTuber. I don't really think I've officially gone into my age much, but I am from the generation where I remember all of like the Minecraft YouTubers, and this was before, obviously, being a Minecraft YouTuber now is like not good. So there's that. But yeah, I think that being a YouTuber really gives you a sense of perspective. I think there's a lot of things that I don't think a lot of people know about as a viewer, like how difficult it is to get a monetizable video, especially with the stuff that I do, where there's some stuff that's extremely questionable and therefore not safe for the platform. Now let's attack the second question, which is, are there things that I wish I could have done differently when I started? Yes. I think that's with anything. I think that when you start something new and it's scary because you're trying to figure out like what's the best thumbnail art to use, what's the best niche to enter, what's the best content to make, what's going to be the most well received. And if you are thinking about doing like ASMR videos or just videos in general, I'm going to tell you a piece of advice that's going to suck to hear, but is reality. And that is, when you start, you're not going to be good. You're not going to get many views. Your thumbnails are going to look absolutely atrocious. You're going to have times where the sound quality could have been better, but you didn't want to fix it. That's just how it is. I think that's the beauty, though, of learning something, is you learn new things, you experiment, and just kind of generally get a better idea of what to do in the future off of just, past information. Like when I entered the YouTube space, obviously I didn't know how to do everything. I knew how to do some things. But when I went to make my thumbnails, like I originally just said, oh, I think this looks okay because I think it looks okay. When the reality is that you don't have to remake the wheel. You can just find something that works. There's thumbnails where it's just the person. There's who it's by, the script, if you have one, if you're borrowing it from somebody. I know, like, when you look at all my videos, they're all very similar. But then you go probably back to the oldest videos, and like the thumbnails are terrible. The colors just don't like, they don't make sense. So part of it is learning. Like, part of it comes with just learning as you go, and I think that's something that I don't really think I wish I could have changed, but something that I certainly think a lot of people feel and go through with that type of stuff. And for the last question, it is, if there's anything you could say to your past self from a year ago, what would it be? A year ago was fairly hard for me. I lost a family member to cancer, which was really kind of hard to get through that. And then before that, I was dating somebody and it just didn't work out. So a year ago, I wasn't great mentally, and I don't really think, in an odd sense of it, I don't think I would change any of it if I could, because I think that by going through all of the things that I went through, mourning both a relationship and someone that, was in your family, I think it makes you stronger. I think it makes you appreciate people more. And yeah, but I guess to honor the sense of the question, I would say don't be too hard on yourself. Because I tend to try to always be, I gotta do it this way, I gotta do it this way, I gotta be perfect, and the reality is that none of us are perfect. Trying your best is the best you're gonna do, and you just kind of have to live with it. Question number 2 says, which type of ASMR has been my favorite to do so far? Which actually leads into an interesting sort of question and conversation, which is, I don't really consider what I do ASMR, which is really, really interesting that some people perceive it as ASMR. I mainly care about storytelling. I've kind of always done that. I really like the idea, like, some days I'll just open up a Google Doc and my creativity will run wild, and I'll leave it there. But besides the point, as I said, I don't really consider what I do ASMR. I consider it telling a story. But this is where we're going to lead into a question for you guys, which is, I have considered making a channel just for ASMR. So 2 questions from that, which is, would you like that? A standalone channel for like triggers, finger tapping, all of the things. Or do you think it's a dumb idea? And be honest, please. Like, I got thick skin, I promise. But let me know. Do you guys think that an ASMR channel would be cool? Would you guys watch it? Just let me know. Moving on to the 3rd question. What is your favorite what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? A little bit personal, but I think it's fair. I actually was born with food allergies, so I have not had ice cream yet. I'm currently in a program that will make me lose my allergies. I'm nearly done with it. So probably in the next year, maybe year and a half, I'll actually get to try ice cream, and then I'll come back and answer that question for you. But one ice cream flavor that I've looked at, and I haven't tasted, but I think would be amazing, is mint and chocolate. Because I'm a clean freak. I like things that are clean, and I just feel like having that minty cleanliness taste would just be really good. The next question, which is still in the same original question, are, what are my hobbies? I watch anime. I don't really consider that a hobby, but that is what I do. Mainly balancing college, and that's really it. Like, my hobbies aren't really that strenuous at the moment. Of course, I play games. I own a PC, hence why y'all can hear me, because it is a microphone plugged into a PC. But mainly my hobbies are just doing content creation. I have been meaning to get more active with hobbies, but obviously I lift weights, I work out, I box, I do some stuff like that just to stay in general shape. but nothing crazy, nothing super impressive. The next question was, do I read any books? And then following it is, if yes, then what do you recommend? I am not a really good sit down and read a book person. Um, Maybe that's because of my ADD. I don't know. But I really am not a book person. I'm a movie person. But when I was younger, my favorite books were obviously the Harry Potter series, which I read in middle school. So I hope that answers your question about what my favorite book is. And if you haven't, I would recommend watching, or apologies, I would recommend reading the Harry Potter books. They're a classic. I love them. They're super fun. But outside of that, I don't have any recommendations. What inspired slash was the main reason you created an ASMR channel? So I guess we've got two people that think this is a ASMR channel. Um, as I've said, I have always been really interested in YouTube ever since YouTube was around. I feel like a dinosaur because I remember like the old user interface with YouTube. I remember the old icon of YouTube. But the main reason I wanted to make a channel was ironically just to say, try it and have fun with it. Originally, before making this channel, I actually had a separate channel, which was a gaming channel. And it did okay, but in truth, editing for gaming videos is a lot harder than doing these videos because you can just cut, add some background noise, add some sound effects, add the main image, and then you can call it a day, right? Whereas with gaming audio and gaming videos, they're a lot harder to edit because they have to be very snappy, and a lot of the games I played were like super saturated. So Minecraft, mod reviews on Minecraft, COD video, like those are all oversaturated genres. So needless to say, I switched to doing this, and it seems to be doing well. So yeah. What is my favorite video slash series I have made on my channel and why? I would say from an accomplishment standpoint, from a view standpoint, from an enjoyment standpoint, I would have to say probably the Royal Knight series, which I think I have close to 5 videos on. And yeah, it was just one of the first couple videos I put out. It was the most well-received video I put out. And I don't know. I just think, although I think the sound quality could have been better, I think the sound effects could have been better, I think I could have done a better thumbnail, I still think those are probably one of the best videos I've made. More recently, my second favorite series that I've actively kept up with would either be the Vampire Owner series or the Ice King series, which, by the way, for all those people that are like, where's part 2? It's coming, I promise, and it's gonna be sweet. So no worries on that part. What is my favorite type of food, and what food from that type? So they left an example saying Italian and then pizza. Ironically, you've pretty much hit the nail on the head. I am a very much so advocate for Italian, and I do love some just basic pasta, like whatever pasta, elbow. I forget the ones, the little twisty ones. I forget what they're called. The paninis. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but I'm American, so paninis. So yeah, I'm going to assume this is asking my main language. I am American, hence English. And it's asking, am I a multilingual speaker? I am not. Ironically, previous to the classes that I was taking, apologies, my brain is slow. Hold on. Last semester, I was taking French, but then the class got canceled. So I really would love to learn another language like French or German or Japanese or maybe Korean. It's been something I've looked into. Do I have any pets? And yes, I do. There are none of the pets in my home are actually mine because I am still living with my family at the moment because rent is expensive. So, yeah. But I did have a cat. His name was Tom. I have had another cat, which I had when I was very, very young. Like, barely can remember how young I was. But I was not very original with naming the animals that I had. Like, the first cat I had was called Miss Kitty because it was a girl and it was a cat, and I thought that was passable. And then the second cat, the more recent cat that I have owned, was called Tom. He was, I don't know what breed he was because I was moderately young. I didn't have a lot of knowledge about cats, but he was a white and gray cat, and he was kind of clumsy. So I called him Tom from Tom and Jerry. These question, this next question is going to be a bit interesting. Can you give me cuddles? For the purpose of the fact that I do not know your age, I will pet your head, okay? we are not getting canceled this early on, I promise. And then the last question, which is, what is my favorite color? I don't really have a favorite color. I like darker colors, so like royal blue, navy blue, burgundy, darker grays, really like blacks and grays and whites and dark reds and dark blues. So darker colors. But yeah, I think that's all of the questions. So I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if this video is going to get viewed that well simply because it's just me talking. it's just me talking. But I hope you all enjoy for those that want to watch it and watch it through. But remember my question from earlier. Do you guys want an ASMR channel? And if you do, let me know what triggers you'd like to see on that channel. Anyways, I don't want to waste any more time from your day or evening or night or whenever or wherever you are. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you around. Or rather, I'll see you in the next upload. See y'all.